Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got audio. We have audio. Hello, everyone. Today we are starting off in Pod 12, but not on not on Destiny. Destiny shard, I did a screw up and it's not loading, so we're gonna have to do things a little differently today for Pod 12. Right now we are in Pod 12 and we are listening to the lovely, lovely jazzy tunes of Robo Hipster, aka Morris's song, Uh-oh, Pod 12 version. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the audio transmitter to swap around. But anyway, we're starting today off in Pod 12 on Minkata because we've been having issues with the telescope modifier. Which, you remember how we did our update for the Python stream last week? It seems my fix has not been applied the way I thought it would. So, yeah, look, I'm entering it and then I'm running and it's not doing the thing that it should be doing. I'm gonna check with Verified real quick. Well, it looks like it's been posted. Let me go to check Minkata real quick. Let me open up my desktop browser. There we are. We're gonna go into our DAT. Wait, yeah, I can't. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's. I'm gonna go to my visit. Let's see here. I'm gonna go to the script, Python, left RS. Okay, let's open this with Notepad and check to see if our fix is in here. Yeah, it does not seem that our fix has been applied. Okay, well that would explain why it's not working. Okay, so, yeah. Well, that explains a few things. We are still not properly testing if the fix I pushed is working or not. Yeah, so, yeah, so yeah, I'm going into Notepad here, and I am not seeing my, Yeah, my additions are not present. So, the additions I pushed last week are not present, which means I screwed something up. But, we will fix that. In fact, in spite of a whole lot of efforts, the Python 3 repository is missing too. Lovely. I went through so much effort to get that back. Come on. And I've lost my Python 3 repo too. Okay, well, we're going to start fork, and we're going to start by trying to get our Python 3 repo back. And since I can't, since the issue with Mankata is still present, due to the STL not being present, I'm gonna... yeah. Okay, so we are dealing with the troubleshooting today rather than doing any editing in Pod 12, which may be for the best at the moment. But anyway, yeah, so I don't understand what happened here, but full script. Come on. Oh, you can't even see fork. Let me... Well, that's not right. Let me do properties. Window, I want fork. Okay. Now we can open this. Okay. Hello, fork again. Okay, so... see, there's the thing. Okay, now that I'm on... Let's see here. Cleft RS. Let's check now that I'm on the master branch. Right. Okay, so we're on... Let me close 10.0 again. Okay, Cleft RS PY. Let's check. Edit with Notepad. Is our fix in here? Set camera to telescope. Show the cockpit. No, our fix is still not present in the master repo. Fix is still not... Okay, so, right. Okay. Let me find where I saved that to. Was Reshoot Apartment? No. Reshoot Music. Python 2. Cleft. RSPY. Okay. Python. In here, we're going to make sure that Python 3 is also copied over. Cleft RS. Let's make sure. Nope. Cancel. Edit with Notepad. Let's see here. Enable forward movement. Okay, my fix is now present. but it does not seem to have registered those as new files. Let me add something real quick. So the camera does not block up. Camera will stay active when the enemy walks forwards. And then we're going to edit this to, because the Abby is outside of the telescope. Okay. Stage. Now we will push this. Trying to make sure this fix actually hits hit testing. It did some internal text to better describe why things are happening. Okay. Shura MSK 1984. Hello. Yes, we are. We're doing editing. Okay. I'm going to commit. And I'm going to push. And if I am lucky now, this has now gone through to Mikata. And if I'm lucky, I will not have to deal. If I'm lucky, that will now be pushed to live, or rather to Mikata Alpha, and then we will see if that fixes the telescope camera issues. Hopefully it will work this time. To the Right then, okay. The universe is toying with me with Pod 12. It really is. So, instead of worrying about Pod 12, we are instead going to switch to Chisoprenev, which, for reasons of practicing for the audio swapper in Pod 12, which I can't exactly test at the moment locally with Destiny not working, I have a Chisoprenev blend that I've been working on that I'm going to now edit a node tree for that I can hopefully test and make sure that things are working. But before that, I'm going to go to Mikata, SFX, KREL. I'm going to just select all of these, copy. And we're going to go to our Destiny folder, and I'm gonna paste all of these in, which they were missing. So, bum bum bum. Yay! Okay, all that's in. We're gonna open up Chiso Primitive. It has been a week. It has been a week. Okay, so first things first, you'll see I already did a bunch of the node tree stuff last night. Presently, we have a lot of stuff here. You'll see that there's basically all of the audios in here, which are not in chronological order, but they are in name order, which may come back to bite me in a few minutes, but for the starters, we are just going to review everything that I've already done. So we're setting this up based almost exactly on what is set up in the original Chiso. And so this string attribute for ID4 has this common room podium position Python. I don't understand why it's this long thing, but it is a thing. The string variable is the Chiso podium speech. That's our SDL. That's ID5 right there. ID1, ID1 is not set up. So we'll come back to that in a moment. ID2 is the push podium one shot. So if you'll see down here, we have our responder, which is detecting a trigger. Then it goes to a responder state, which is now spreading off to this thing, the one shot. Button touch is the animation and the marker for the avatar. We have the position that it will smart seek to. And then from that, it sends on completion an animation command for the podium button, which will cause it to press down. And it will also, at the same time, from that same button touch, play the button down, the button press sound. So from the send on completion, we have a timed callback, and that's going to an animation command for the podium to rise back up. The podium button to rise back up, and it will play the opposite sound of the button rising. So far, that is all I have for this so far. This is, yeah. Basically, I'm trying to replicate exactly what the original podium has set up, so I can replicate it for Pod 12's music swapper, ideally. But, knowing my luck, why am I winking so much? I'm not winking. Ugh. Silly avatar. No, stop blinking. Stop winking. Bah, 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 bah. See, I'm closing my eyes and now it's not actually reacting. What do I tilt my head? I think it's getting confused because of my glasses. Well. At any rate. So, ID1 is our podium action. So we want a clickable. We want a clickable object. I'm going to select our common room podium button draw. Boop. Because this is basically the exact same button as the common room podium button collision mesh that we have the animation onto, but I'm just putting it on the draw object because I'm being lazy and I don't want to do multiple, and I don't want to put too much on one item, which is probably being overly paranoid on me. But anyway, we're gonna pull back a bit. I'm going to select our podium region. So now... this part should actually activate the clicking part. So, as I... Ow! Knock my phone on the floor, why don't I? Right on my foot, too. Ow. Okay, so, as I understand, looking at the established code for the Chiso podium here, the first responder tree that we are going to have here this one is going to go to every single audio file that we want played, and it's going to go in order and tell them to stop. Or at least that is how it appears to be set up in Chiso, in Corel, and in NV01. I do not know if I am doing this correctly or not. So... but that's why I am replicating based on something that we know works already. Because I've been trying and failing to get this to work in Pod 12 proper, so I'm clearly doing something wrong there. That I now need to figure out what I'm doing. I need to learn by trying to replicate something that exists and works. So we're going to do our sound objects. Let me just pull this to the side here. Okay, so we're going to come to Podium Emit. I'm going to drop the Podium Emitter here. And now comes the hard part. I need to put all of these in chronological order. And I'm going to skip all of the French-German ones, because as far as I understand, the -eng.fre.-ger at the end is automatically handled when you swap localizations, I think? Again, I am not entirely sure about any of this. Sorry about that. It's a dry throat morning for me. Right. So Q1 2022. English OGG. We're going to just tell it to action, stop. Doesn't matter where it is. Doesn't matter what it's been doing. It must stop. Now, I'm assuming, based on the way the node tree was set up, that these have to be done in parallel rather than in sequence, at least for this first one. I could be wrong, and that's where I'm getting things messed up, but we are going to try to do this in parallel first, and if it doesn't work, we're going to switch to sequential, if that makes any sense. So we're going to go responder state, sound, podium emit. Now we're going to look for Q2 2022. I'm going to tell it to stop. And you'll see I'm going to layer these backwards a bit. And that's mostly just so it's that if I have to switch these to sequential, it's going to be easier for me to get them properly lined up. going to go back to sound, drop it in here. Boop, podium emit. I'm going to look for Q3. There's no Q3 2024. So now we're going to go to Q4. Oh, hold on. There's a Q4 2021. So now I need to do Q4 2021, and then this one can be Q1 2022, and then this one can be Q2 2022. Always make sure you get things in chronological order correctly. And I apologize to anyone who's going to look through my spaghetti code later and realize these things are jumping between variables like jackrabbits. Because I uploaded the files by alphabetical name rather than by chronological order. I apologize. I deeply apologize. I so very much apologize. Yeah. Okay. Right. Carrying on. Oh, make sure to save. I have had issues messing with these giant node trees where if I don't save frequently after every change, Blender will just crash on me. So, to ensure that you don't lose any work, make sure you save after every addition to a node tree, especially one that's this large. We're going to go back to sound. Boop. Right, so. There. Come on. That's right, there is no Q3 2022. There is, and there's no Q4. There's a Q4 2022. Perfect. Action stop. So yeah, this is going to be our, this stop list is going to be our chronological order checklist as we go down the length of everything. And yeah, that's right, that one needs to be stopped. Sound. Podium emit. Okay. Now we want Q1 2023. Action, stop. Save. Sound. You can already see how unwieldy this is going to get. Podium emit. Now we look for Q2. There's no Q2 2023, but there is a Q3 2023. Action, stop. To send a sound emitter now. Okay. Q3 2023, Q4, there's no 2023. Okay, so now we're going to go to Q1 2024, which is last year. I'm going to send another audio. Now I have gone over, I'm going over and above right now, and I am adding in everything. Even the ones that are still playing in Curel, I have just added all of the active files. And the reason I've added all of the active files is I did not realize that I just was overzealous. I was overzealous. I'll admit it. I was overzealous, and I added everything in because I just was not thinking about it. You know? Okay. Anyway. Q1 2024. Do we have a Q2 2024? No. Q1. We really only have one Q1 2024. Okay, that. We only have one 2024. Okay, so I do not need another emitter at the end here. So that is 7 audios. So that means we are going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more ID3 responders. And as you can see, this node tree is very long. This node tree is indeed very, very long already. Right. Now comes the headache part that I'm not sure I'm going to be doing correctly. But there's only really one way to know for sure, and that's to do it. I'm going to start with a responder. And we're going to start with a timed callback. And we're going, and that basically this is, you press the button, it waits a period of time, and then it does the action it's supposed to do, which is the behavior that the podiums have. I'm not sure of the exact timing, so I'm just going to give it 3.14 seconds. Because why not be pie about it? If you have a reference time to, if you have the ability to be pie about it, then you might as well be pie about it. Okay, now we're going to do the sound. Object, podium emit. We want the last one played, which is Q124, to stop. Then we want a timed callback, which is going to be 3.14, again, to be consistent. We're going to send on completion sound. And we want it to play Q1 or Q4 2021. And we want it to go to beginning, action, play, looping, no, don't change, callback. I'm going to leave it as none for the moment. So, that is our first node tree. In theory, if I've done that correctly, it should start playing Podium Audio Q4 2021. I do not know if it's going to work or not. Yeah. So we're just going to repeat that, and we're just going to make another nested node tree. 3.14, send on completion sound. Now this one is going to go to our Q4 2021 sound, and we're going to tell it to stop. We're going to do a timed callback, 3.14. And then send on completion sound. We want it to do Q1 2022. Oh boy, this is already looking quite complicated. Don't forget to save. Control S, save. Saved. Save. Okay. Right. I am nervous about this because not only am I trying to replicate something that already works, if I do not replicate it working correctly, that means I have done something wrong, and I have not learned the lesson I need to learn. And I would very much like to learn the lesson I need to learn here for Pod 12 so I can switch the dynamic music tracks for the Office. Because I have 2 Office tracks. I have lovely music from Semjay and Morris. The lovely jazz you heard at the beginning was by Morris, Patrick Murrow. Very, very, very Sam and Maxie vibes with that jazzy jazz. I am postponing in case you cannot tell. Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna postpone so hard I'm gonna go get a drink of water. Be right back. Okay. No more postponing. Let's just keep doing this. Let's just keep it going. Let's just keep it going. Responder. State. Send message. Timed callback. 3.14. Send on complete. Sound. So the last one we did was Q1 2022 English. Yep. Ooh, hold on. Play. Go to beginning. Okay. I almost screwed that up. Action, stop. Timed callback. $3.14. Sound. This looks like fish scales. This looks like fish scales all lined up like that. It's kind of trippy. Okay, right. So we just did 2020. We just did Q1 2022. So now we need to do Q2 2022. Go to beginning, action, play, looping, no. Boop, boop, boop. So that's Q1 21, Q1, Q4 21, Q1 22, Q2 22. Okay. Wait a second. Wait, no, that's correct. Okay, we're on number 3. We just did number 3. We're doing number 4. Doing number 4. Monotony is where you can get really screwed up. You have to be very exceedingly careful when doing something monotonous, as Adam Savage would tell you. Because monotony is the killer. If you're not being careful with your monotonous tasks, that's when you get lazy. And that's when you start making mistakes. And I do not want to make mistakes. I'm going to do a sound again. Last one we played was Q2 2022. Q2 2022. Action. Stop. Send on completion. Timed callback. I'm probably going to have to change those timed callbacks. I don't care. Sound. This is our podium. We just did Q2 2022. We need Q4 2022. Action, play, go to, beginning, looping, no. Save. Sure, buddy. And yes, we do learn from our mistakes, but... And in this case, I am trying to learn from my mistakes in Pod 12 by doing this as by the book as I can by recreating the node tree in Gisoprenev. My only concern... my only concern is if I am... even setting this up correctly in the first place. I do not know if what I'm doing is correct. I am going based off of guesswork by reading a compiled node tree Python, which doesn't actually show the linkages in a tree like we're looking at here in Blender. It lists a lot of Python code, which is basically the manual equivalent of all these linkages. Basically, the node editor is me writing code without me writing code. And I have no clue if what I'm doing is the correct code. So, what I'm dealing with here specifically is that. The uncertainty of if I am doing the coding correctly. And even if I get the coding correct here, that does not mean I'm going to get the coding correct on Pod 12. Or Curel, God forbid. I have to actually update all of that in the future. So... Essentially, I am learning a very new skill, a very specific skill at that, and I'm going to delay again because I'm putting off the inevitable, and I just remembered I have a fix I need to do on a different node tree, so we're gonna save. Boop. We're gonna do our imager node tree. Woohoo! I was told I need to have the same imager object on attribute 6 as I do on attribute 2. Again, I'm all learning here. I have no idea. Okay. Back to Chiso Podium. Okay. Okay. Right. You can tell I am putting this off because it is so daunting. And again, because it's also tedious, but it's mostly just daunting to me. I am very daunted by this. I am super duper daunted. I don't know why my right eye keeps blinking on the screen. I'm sorry. I don't understand why it keeps doing that. This web camera, I need to get a new one. Maybe this weekend, now that I have my car back, I'll go up to Best Buy and grab a new webcam. That would be good. That would be good. That's a good investment. New webcam. This one is like from 2008, 2009. Very, very much, almost 20 years old. This web camera is almost as old as I am. Actually, it's like 10 years younger, but still. I'm procrastinating! Okay. Responder. ID state. Clink. Send message. Timed callback. Close. 3.14. And yes, this is time in seconds, so it should not be time in minutes. If I put in 60, that would be a long 1 minute wait. I only need like a few seconds. So send on completion. Sound. Close time callback. Boop. Okay, and then the last one we did was Q4. I'm trying to copy the wrong item. That would explain why that wasn't working. We just did Q4 2022, so now we need Q1. No, wait. This is Q4 2022. We need Q4 2022 to stop. Send on completion. Time callback. 3.14. Send on completion. Sound. Boop. Okay, so we just did Q4 2022. We now need to do Q1 2023. Go to beginning, action, play, looping, no. Boom. Okay, we have 2 left to do. Save. This looks so much like fish scales or chainmail. I'm sorry. It looks so weird. Boop. State ID. Boop. Send message. Timed callback. 3.14. Boom. Send on completion. Sound. We just did Q1 23. You want it to stop. Send on completion. Timed callback. 3.14. Send on completion. Sound. So what comes after Q1 2023? Q3 2023. Go to beginning, action, play, looping, no. And now we're on to our last one, and I'm so nervous. Okay. State. Send message. Timed callback. Boop. 3.14. Send on complete. Sound. So we just did Q3 2023. Go to beginning, action, stop. Nope. Don't matter what this one is. It just needs to be stopped. Time to call back. Boop. 3.14. Boop. Send on complete. Sound. And now, podium emit. Q1 2024. Go to beginning. Action. Play. Looping. No. Q1 2024. What's the last one? Okay. Then we're going to test the age. I have a slight pressure headache in my forehead at the moment. That's not good. Yeah. Okay, well... Well, excuse me when I got a cough. Okay, we are exporting. We're still exporting. We're waiting on it to load. Also, I will let you know that this Chisoprenov is not going to be almost exactly perfect. I am dealing with an imported Chiso because I did not have access to an original blend file, so I've had to recreate everything, basically. Well, not everything. I've been able to import it, so all the meshes, all the textures. I've had to do some minor texture recorrections because PNGs get read backwards in Plasma. Blue and red get switched around, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, point is, there's going to be some slight differences downstairs in the basement. Yeah. Slight differences. There's Uru. Oh, showing on OBS. Ah, there we are. Woohoo! Okay, we're about to go into Chisoprenov on Destiny Shard. I've done my best to make sure this is all basically identical, except for a few small additions to the desks downstairs. I did some modifications to Callum's and Kelsey's desks, and one other desk, mainly because one of the ages that was shown on it is almost certainly never going to be released, and I just felt weird leaving a tease for that up. I still need to check with Amethyst whether the Mere Time Journal should still be present or not. I have not disabled that yet, because I need to check with her on that. Anyway, but I just felt weird that one of the laptops had a tease for a place that definitely was not going to be released, so, but yeah, anyway, so, ignore the purple floor. That's just a sign to me that this is not the proper Chisoprenov. This is a texture that I've been putting off fixing so that I have a visual reminder this is not the proper Chisoprenov. This is my working copy, so I do not get the two confused. If you ever find a Chisoprenov in the wild that has a purple floor like this, and it's from me, that means I accidentally pushed a copy of Chisoprenov that was meant as a working copy and not a public copy. Anyway, that aside, I've gone through all the hard work. I got the journals all wired up. Yeah, these books work. And I checked, these pictures are properly scaled with the original pictures in the original book. On live, that was not a coding error on my part. It is how those pictures are supposed to look. I'm not sure if the pictures that were meant for Angel Mist's book were intentionally omitted or not. I've left them unattached until I talk with Angel Mist because they are like that on live. Look how pixelated that crack texture looks compared to the floor around it. I need to work on that more. Anyway, yeah, I have not messed with the lighting on the desks, even though I really, really want to. I have all of these books working. They are all correct. Relay is now set to be a proper sub-age and not, you know. The only thing I haven't been able to figure out is getting the Serene book cover to show, but again, I am not messing with that code today. No, I'm not messing with that code right now. I have so much else to worry about. But yeah, I've got, I had to redo this texture down here, the drop shadow. I've redone the font on this so that it's readable without, needing to be a GUI. It still does a GUI pop-up. I'm undecided whether or not I need to drop the GUI so I can, make the name tags, disappear properly with, the books. Because I have no idea how they set this up originally so that you could have it as a GUI and have those things appear and disappear on demand. That's just weird. I do it. Anyway, I also have rewired up the door here. Click. And yes, the sound plays now. I figured out what was wrong with the sound. I had to create a new texture map here because I think Doobs did the scraping by vertex painting or light map painting or something like that. Anyway, my Korman does not jive with that, so I created a new layer that goes over top of it, and it looks alright, I think. Anyway, I also had to redo, it seemed pretty seamless appearing, but, I had to redo a lot of the, you can't see it, but a lot of the upper and lower floors are unloaded right now compared to how they are in Chiso properly currently. Because if you look really closely, like, right there, you can see that there's a shadow for a desk that is not loading in. Anyway, but yeah, I had to redo a lot of the, viz regioning for this stairwell because, for whatever reason, what was originally there was not, it was not loading, and no matter nothing I did to try and get the existing meshes to work was working. Anyways. Coming along down here. Woohoo! Yeah. You'll notice there's some slight object pop-in. Boop, 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 boop. But I tried to get it to as bare minimum as possible, because right here, you can really see that, oop, yeah, see, I need to adjust it slightly, like, I may need to add those items back into, but you can see that there's, you can't really see it because it turns right here, but, these walls are not set to load at this angle, so, boop, well, the wall unloads, everything else in that corner unloads, the same thing is happening over here, yep, see, you can, I need to fix that for sure. See, those are not meant to, yeah, I need to add those to the viz set. But yeah, that's basically what's happening right here. Yeah, you see it turns and boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Although, honestly, you know what I might do? I might just make a new fixed camera for this little alcove here so that the third-person camera can't cheat it. Oh, see? It works perfectly fine in first person. So yeah, I think I might put in a new camera here. We'll see. But yeah, all the desk stuff loads. Sky's journal. Oh, right. I need to, animate the tins to work. I still need to do that. But yeah, Kelsey's desk has, what I consider a punny little Easter egg, the, updating operating system. Yeah, it's a lot of journals and books, buddy. It's a lot of journals and books. There's a lot of readables in Chiso, and I went through every single one. Kudos to Sky is Blue for helping me, demarcate things and get things split up right, so kudos to her. That this would have been a lot harder project without it. Anyway, enjoy the little Uru Easter egg here, the Uru within Uru thing. Woohoo, look. Okay, let's check the imager. I have a picture of a test imager. Hello, Amethyst. Aha! Well, it uploaded. It's not displaying, but it uploaded this time. I'm still doing something wrong. I don't know what, but I consider this a mild success. It's very much a mild success. Wait to get another picture. Let me see if I can upload that. Test imager. Boop. Let me do a test text. See if that matters any. Oop. Come on. There we go. Test text. Testy. Testy. Boop. Okay, well, I still have something wrong, but at least it's reacting when I upload images now, which is progress. That's progress. That's progress. Anyway, yeah, I've also added a little bit here, which is a little joke thing. It's basically me writing about all the things I had to do to get this place running. And again, this is just my personal little touches. I'm probably, if I ever push an update for Chiso, that's probably just going to be turned off and just left in the files for people to poke around at. But I just wanted to have a little thing there while I was doing this, and I don't even have the button! Are you kidding me? Don't even have the button hotspot. What did I do wrong? Oh. Chiso Preniv is a lot of work. Oh. You're active. You're active. You're active. Everything should be active. Okay. Wait. I know what I did wrong here. Avatar inside region. Nope. Message. Nope. Convex. Bounding box? Okay, I'm gonna change this to button. It's the right one, right? Command podium button. Okay. Oh. That did not get that got disconnected somehow. Okay, let's try and export again. This is where we began the back and forth of trying to get this to work. Because I'm quite sure I've screwed something up. But what, I do not know. Anyway. How's your week been, folks? Mine's been working on Shiso and getting things nearly ready. What a week it has been. What a week it has been. And yeah, this is a huge amount of work, but it's been a nice learning experience. I'm going to try cutting my teeth on Corel next, because Corel was already converted, and the Korman thing, but I also do not have a blend file for Corel, so my plan roughly is... My plan roughly is... I'll finish Chiso, I'll do Corel, and then I'm going to either go to Guildhall Messenger's pub, because that is also very complicated, or I'm going to go to NB01, or the Hood, or the Neighborhood, whatever you want to call it. Bevan. It's not Bevan, but it is technically Bevan. Game history. Point is, yeah, I have a lot of teeth cutting projects on my plate. And I think I'll probably walk you guys through the import and adjustment process for Corel, if I do it. Let me, whee! Okay. Boop. Okay. Nope, that's still not working. What have I done wrong? 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 You're not showing anything still. Anyway, Pod 12 book doesn't work at the moment. It just lead to a black screen. Actually, have I tested? Yeah, let me just show you. It's just not going to work at the moment. And list spinning, link to H failed. Yep, because I busted the SDL. Word of the rise, always iterate your SDLs when you push a new thing to a server. Don't just go editing the old version. Make a new copy within the SDL file and blah, blah, blah. If you forget that, you wind up with your age not working on your testing shard, and then you have to have people troubleshoot it for you, because I done screwed up. What a headache. What a headache. Ugh. Anyway. Okay. podium region. Common room position. Why are there so many of these podium emit speakers right here? That's a lot of unused objects, I'm just saying. Button draw. What am I doing wrong here? Theoretically, this is set up correctly. Theoretically, the clickable region won't let me be a triangle vex. It won't let me be a bounding sphere. It was already a convex hull. Triangle mesh for the button, maybe. 90. I don't know if it's gonna work any, but I might as well test that to see if that does anything. This is the trouble. This is the thing. This is the real annoying thing with Pod 12. What I was doing was I was setting things up pretty similarly to this, and for whatever reason, it just wasn't working. I mean, I had the clickable working, I had the smart seek working, I had the click to play the animation working, but it just wasn't swapping sounds. And right now, it's not even doing the thing I wanted, the things I had it doing on Pod 12, which is the smart seeking and the animation and the button pushing. I am mildly annoyed by this. Age is loading. See, the worst part about this is I'm not messing with the SDL variables. I am recreating this to the best of my ability based on what I know the actual working product looks like. Is it because I don't have the things in chronological order? I don't know. I just don't know. This makes no sense. Anyway, super fun detail you probably won't ever notice. I disabled the exclusion regions, so you can slip by the door while it's opening. Instead, what I've replaced it by is a very hidden panic region that, when the door is swinging open, it pushes out the back, and if you're in the way of the thing, it'll catch you like a cow catcher and panic link you to Relto. Meanwhile, if it's closing, the panic region will be on the front of the thing here, and it'll catch you and link you to Relto if you're standing in the way of the thing. Because I don't want people being dummies, but if they are being dummies... Click, dang you! Click! No, you know what? There's a perfectly valid sound. There's a perfectly valid YouTube clip for that. Give me 1 second. Give me just a second. Mythbusters, Jamie, whack, damn you.
Not many people know this, but this material right here, which looks to you like a tumbleweed, is actually how Jamie's mustache starts its life.
No, that's not the quote. That's not the quote. Or it is. It's just later. There it is. Found it.
Quack, damn you.
Yeah, that.
Quack, damn you.
Mythbusters. If you've ever seen Mythbusters, there's just this one quote that just... If this thing were a duck, I'd say, quack! Quack! Dang you! Just quack! That's probably going to end up getting muted on YouTube, but whatever. I don't care. I'm just tired of trying to set things up correctly, having it not work. Okay. So, let's think. Let us think. Directional's not working. I shouldn't need it to be directional anyways. Push podium one shot. Go to button touch. You play a sound, you play an animation. After the animation, you do the delay. You play it, push the button back up. Okay. I'm going to try now to disconnect these. Why did you zoop all the way over there for? No. I don't want you to do that yet. Why are you all the way over here? Okay. You are connected to that for some reason. Okay. That was all in parallel. So now we're going to set these up in sequence. No. Boop. And now we test again. And now we test again. Now we test again. test again. Now we test again. I'm gonna, I swear, if I don't get this working, I'm just gonna cave and ask somebody for help on this. I already asked for help on the imager. I think the imager mostly works. I mean, it actually lets me upload things now, even though it's not showing the images. Just showing a black texture. Blank texture. Blank texture. Come on. There we go. No. No! Why aren't you letting me click you? I did that correctly! Okay. 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 Maybe it's the existing objects it doesn't like? I don't. Because you need to be a soft volume, maybe. Let's try that. Oh, geez. Science having to lay off some people? Man, that sucks. Man, that really sucks for them. Yeah, well, I guess my chances of landing a job at Cyan are even lower now than ever. give this one more try. Nope. Okay, I'm depressed. I am not having much luck with this thing actually working, and it's been an hour 30 minutes. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.